Welcome to the Trying to Be Better podcast with Joel and Steve.
Okay.
Joel's a real podcaster now.
I decided that I would step up my game 5 years in.
You stepped up your gain.
Stepping up my gain, one dial on my new microphone at a time.
Not that we didn't already know this, but Joel goes to 11.
This one goes to 11.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you just make 10 louder?
Yeah, but this one, it goes to 11. It's a very fine line between clever and stupid.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Trying to Be Better podcast with Joel and Steve. My name is Joel.
And I'm Steve.
And this is a new microphone.
It sure is. Today's episode is brought to you by Blue.
Not Blue Chew. Blue.
No, Blue.
Makers of microphones. And
for people that aspire, that have podcasts that aspire to being sponsored by Blue Chew.
Well, here's the reality is that I noticed as I was like, sometimes I don't go back and listen to this at all.
Why would you?
I know. Why would anyone? But I realized like, I was like, man, I mean, it's good enough, but I don't want it. Steve's got the Shure microphone and the
Shure microphone
and the boom and the cans. He's got a nice set of cans.
I got a great set of cans.
And I was like, and I was like getting more, I was like slouching more in my couch. And it's like I felt myself decline.
We're never going to get the actual Lambo money if you're slouching on your couch.
Yeah. And I was like, man, there's maybe it's the reminder of the political climate in which we started this podcast. It was like, you need to dig in, brother.
Dig in.
I bought a new, to me, it was, a damaged package or whatever. So it was cheaper. Right. Decent microphone that I can use for this. I can use for voiceover work.
Yeah.
I invested in you all. I invested in this podcast. I invested in me.
Everybody wins.
It got me to clean off my table that was becoming a pile of doom. Maybe I'll listen.
I have one of those.
You know what I mean?
I literally, and in the like, do you have ADHD quizzes that are ubiquitous online? Like, yeah. Do you have a chair that has all your clothes on it?
Oops.
And I'm like,
hey, but it's the clean chair. It's the clean chair.
They're clean clothes. Absolutely.
I have we have a doom room. So last summer, I cleaned out the garage, put together with the help of the amazing my friend Kenzie McFadden, helped me sort through a bunch of shit in there. I bought some really nice like industrial shelves from Costco and like really cleaned up the garage. And like
you went full Costco.
I went full Costco. And the next thing I was like, this table was going to be, it's like, fuck, I really need to clean off that table. It literally took me 7 minutes.
Not the best.
Most of which it
took 7 months and 7 minutes.
Exactly. And I'm like, fuck. And there's an office right over there that I've always dreamed of. Like, that would be the perfect place to have a little studio, like put some sound deafening shit on the walls.
Yeah.
Put a new table in there. Bring my guitar in there, maybe buy an electric guitar, just like have a
man cave.
I have a man cave, but this would be the inner man cave.
Oh.
Inside every man cave is another man cave.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah, no shit. This is the man cave I want you to see. This is the man cave that only certain people can see. Welcome to my inner man cave.
It's your bud hole.
Oh my God. Well, if we no longer want to try to be better, we will call this podcast the Bud Hole.
I feel like we might as well just rebrand.
What's your favorite podcast?
Instead
I'm really into Butthole.
How about just trying to hang on?
Just trying, like the kitten posters, just one claw.
Hang in there, baby.
On the branch.
That's what this is me saying to you, just hang in there, baby.
This is, I mean, honestly, like, I didn't realize the subtextual, subconscious ramifications of like digging in and like buying some new equipment. I was like, man, this is how we're hanging on.
Yeah. And I love you.
And I love you.
Yeah.
And I love you. This is a
the
whole
Beatles?
New. Yeah. This is a whole new. I've never done this podcast with cans, like with.
Oh,
headphones.
Well, welcome to the Trying to Be Better podcast with Joel and Steve. This is our podcast. Welcome.
Hopefully you don't feel like I've been just phoning it in for 5 years.
That's what I've been doing.
Have we really? This is almost 5 years.
Yeah, almost 5 years. Mm-hmm. Well, 4.5.
4.5, because we started maybe
November.
Fall. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was last time we potted was the 5-year anniversary of the last. I went to a family reunion down in Texas, like February 22nd ish.
Yep.
And like I remember distinctly at that, like we were talking about, like, wow, that COVID thing's pretty crazy, huh?
Yeah.
That's weird. Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hear people are dying in New York. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah. It was always like, I remember, yeah, because 5 years around this time I was teaching the same course I teach pretty much every spring. And one group of students did a small performance about the COVID cases around across the sea, right?
Yeah.
In Asia. And then there was a couple that came to Omaha to the med center, I think.
Yep.
And they did a thing about that. And I was like, oh, that's really conscious of them and blah, blah, blah. And I remember having a conversation about it with a colleague around this time 5 years ago, before everything shut down. And she had gone to the facilities office and gotten like big containers full of like Clorox wipes for everybody in the office. And she's like, I got you this, Joel. And I'm like, thank you. It's not going to get that. She's like, oh yeah, it is. And I'm like, okay. And then it did.
Well, but except for it didn't, because none of that actually happened. It wasn't real.
It was the pandemic, and it was all fake.
Yeah, it was going to be over when the election was done. Remember?
Oh, it was going to be over because of Easter. That was the best one for me. Was that somehow because it'll be over by Easter? Like there are probably crackpots out there that are like, you know what? This is the second coming. This is it. He's right.
Swing and a miss.
We don't have a sound box, like an effects box, so
not yet.
I have to make it all with my mouth.
Well, that's better. You're like the guy on Police Academy. How's that for a deep cut?
That's a deep cut. Please, which one was the best?
The first one?
I don't know. I really like Police Academy 4 for some reason.
I don't know. Speaking of things that Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, man.
Yes.
I don't know if I can do it. I don't.
What? What do you mean? Let's talk this through before you jump ship. Let me try to bring you back into the fold.
I do hope that what's the blonde with the stripper pole in her living room?
So full disclosure, I got on board with this show maybe season 2. Maybe, yeah. So I have not watched the first season.
Oh, well,
is it Whitney?
Yeah. Please tell me she's not totally psycho.
I don't think she is. I mean, okay. I think
she might have a shred of decency in her.
I do think that, and I think that as you watch the seasons progress, you will see.
It's a big assumption.
You gotta invest.
Okay.
You will see it'll get crazier, but then you'll see, like, I don't know, moments of sort of sublime humanity, but it's all an act. Like that's the thing you have to accept. It's that there are producers and technically on reality shows like that, there are writers that
Yeah.
kind of like shape the story.
Yeah.
Yes, these people are all real people.
It's like
and they
professional wrestling.
correct.
Okay.
Speaking of professional
Which I
wrestling,
also don't watch, but whatever.
would you want to go
Although,
to,
isn't Vince McMahon's wife or ex-wife now our Department of Education head?
yeah,
Isn't that awesome?
yeah, and the
Anyway, sorry.
and the FBI is going to partner with UFC.
They might as well at this point.
That's what the
Jesus.
fucking guy said.
So we can have.
I
What?
don't. I did. It
I'm
was
confused.
so asinine.
I mean, why
didn't
not?
even-
Nothing shocking at this point.
Nothing shocking.
Okay.
What I was going to say is that I was at Christina's Mexican family restaurant in Crete, Nebraska last night. With
Huge shout out to Christina's.
If you're in the Crete area, or even if you're not in the Crete area,
It's worth a little drive down to Crete to go have
to
dinner at Christina's. Get yourself some chili fries.
Apparently, if you're a meat eater, the alambre platter is where it's at. That's their claim to fame.
Mm-hmm.
But they also have delicious vegetarian options. Their chips and salsa is fantastic. Apparently, their margaritas are great. I've seen them. They look impressive.
Sure, they look the part.
But there was a flyer on the counter at Christina's Mexican restaurant in Crete, Nebraska for local wrestling show.
Oh shit, really?
In Dorchester, Nebraska.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
used to work with a guy that I bet is wrestling in that.
I kind of want to go.
When is it? I'm down.
I think it's March 24th. The next I go to work tomorrow. I'll pop in there and take a photo of it. I don't think I did take a photo of it, but I will.
Local, actual, like professional wrestling.
Yes,
like in small town, Grange Hall.
Yes. Yeah, like in a barn or something.
I love it.
I think that's where it's at. I mean, I think that we might have to.
We might have to investigate that a little bit. Do a little field reporting.
We might have to wear a red hat to not get beat up.
Killed.
But
right, yeah.
So
yeah, thrown in the ring. That's what it is. Is they're just gonna throw a bunch of liberals in the ring and then laugh at us as we, get thrown around and hit with chairs and
bring your phone and record it. It'll be good content.
I love it. Yeah.
But I thought I was like standing there.
I'm gonna have my ACLU app up though, the one that automatically uploads.
Yeah, that's a smart choice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, I thought that was like I knew that was a thing. Like I've seen that at where did I see that at? The Lancaster County Fair once. Watched some outdoor wrestling, and it was delightful. I was like, man, this is really fun. I kind of like this.
It's a spectacle.
It is a spectacle. So yes, it is. The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I was going to say there's not as much violence, but there's some violence. There's some throwing of drinks and people pouring drinks on each other's head and
gosh,
pulling out hair.
It's like having a bunch of really wealthy feral cats in a box and keeping them there for 5 seasons.
Yeah. And they have but they also have unlimited resources.
That's what I'm saying.
To take the box to Fiji and then fight,
Yeah. And then they fight in Fiji.
But I started noticing myself just commenting that's bullshit. How she said to Jen,
you literally just told Lisa
that, yeah, you told Lisa you wouldn't do that, and here you are in the you've had a couple of glasses of vodka and now you're in the limo saying that's shady. I kept catching myself saying, shady, that is shady.
Really? That's shocking. that would happen on that show.
I love it. I kind of want to go back. Well, I want to go back and watch the first season and then watch it up. I want to just rewatch all of it.
Well, you should watch the first season. So, because you're missing out on the Rosetta Stone.
Exactly.
Yeah. But you're just out there in the wilderness.
But Kirsten is watching some of the other cities, right? Like she watches the Beverly Hills one and they're all sitting at dinner, talking and laughing. And I'm like, why is this
Boring.
so? Yeah, why is this so civilized? Why aren't they in Salt Lake City? Like every time all those women get in the same room, it's
A
a fight.
snit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Well, what that Beverly Hills one sounds boring, unless
Yeah,
the
exactly.
unless the vitriol and the backstabbing is just below the surface behind better looking smiles. I don't know.
Right, that it's more like secretly vindictive.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, um, what's going on in your life, Steve?
Well, I can we talk about libertarians?
Sure. I don't really understand libertarianism, so
Well, here's the thing
maybe I'll
about
learn
that is
something.
based on some experiences that I've had over the last few months. Here's where I'm at with that.
Okay.
Libertarians essentially are right wingers, maybe even more so,
Hmm.
but they have um there's a mental twist where somehow they're not because they're better.
Okay.
They're above. It's kind of like the special secret meeting groups.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
Right.
it's like, well, I mean, when it comes right down to it, yeah, we're basically gonna vote or whatever, stick our support behind sometimes extreme right wing causes or beliefs, but
Yeah.
it's not that, it's libertarianism.
Right. It's libertarianism is a $20 word for I'm privileged and I can pretend like I don't participate in politics or anything governmental.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Because it's like,
Well,
well,
I just had kind of got attacked by a guy that just trolls me on Facebook.
oh, really?
Like when I post pictures of like just fun stuff, there's crickets, but if I say anything remotely political, then it's, you know,
Right.
dive right in. But
Yeah.
about, you know, the high level was taxes are theft. We shouldn't pay taxes every time we do. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So what's your answer, right?
Right.
Okay, my stupid little box thing just went wonky again. I'm gonna unplug this and just use the hold on.
Your box. So here's my thought. I will rant for a second about the libertarianism and the taxation is theft, but yeah, what's the solution here? You're just
Right.
gonna
So this is what so I'm like, well, great, I get it. I mean, I hate paying taxes, especially well, I don't hate paying taxes. I hate the way most of them are used.
right,
And I also
right,
hate the fact that billionaires don't pay taxes and corporations don't pay taxes and that my taxes are going to go up because those people don't pay taxes.
right,
You
right,
know, when certain people get billions of dollars worth of government handouts but don't pay any taxes,
right.
it's the thing of, socialism for the wealthy and rugged individualism for the everybody else. Anyway, God, I hate that. I hate that. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. So much hate for that.
Yeah.
Um, but also I like roads and fire departments and
I like
sometimes the police
I like
and
I
like
like snow removal. I
I
like
right. I dig all those things,
I
and I
like
think that's great. And I'm perfectly content, even a certain amount of national defense, like
sure.
I'm here for that, right?
Right. I like fire departments.
I love fire departments. Um, so to say like, well, we're just not, don't pay taxes, like, great, what's your plan? Like, what's the plan? What's your answer? And
Isn't
then
there
and then I get thrown like, well, you need to read this and you need to read this. And you're like, no, 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 no. What's your plan?
isn't
If you're
the
gonna
is
come into my party and start spouting off about how we need to tear everything down and pay no taxes, you need to have an answer.
well, hold on. So isn't but I don't really care about libertarianism because I think it's just white privileged manifest
Yeah, yeah,
bullshit.
sure.
But isn't their plan to like privatize everything? That if everything was privatized, then we wouldn't need taxes. It would all just be paid. Like you would get a bill for the roads. You would get a
That sounds like
bill.
taxes.
Exactly. That you would get a bill if you used the fire department. They would just charge you. And it was like,
I
well,
think
that
I
just
think there's
creates
an
more
element of that,
insurance bullshit. And
but
yeah,
I'm
sorry.
also pretty sure that Well, let's just look at our healthcare system
I don't wanna.
as an example of how well that works, right?
Yeah, right.
We literally, as a nation, have the highest cost and the worst outcomes.
Right.
It's working great, the privatization thing. Um, anyway, so yeah, that I picked up on your Beatles reference earlier because a couple of weeks ago I was standing at the John Lennon Memorial in New York,
Yeah.
thinking, and please spare me, John Lennon. We all know John Lennon was not a perfect person. We got that. Thank you.
Right.
Stick a pin in that and shove it up your ass. The pin.
The pin.
Yeah. But I mean, you say you want a revolution. We'd all love to see the plan.
Mm-hmm.
Show me. What's your answer?
Yeah.
Like, okay, no taxes. Great. Show me the flow chart of how that works.
Right.
Until you can do that, have a nice day.
Yeah. It's that's why the whole privilege thing comes into play for me, because it's just like I don't that those kind of folks have maybe never, or maybe resent the fact that they've had to actually use public service money. So they've never actually benefited from I mean, yes, the whole situation is not perfect, right? But this demand for perfection without recognizing that some things need to be there. It's like the whole, doing away with USAID. Like, just get rid of it because they think it's all a waste, but they don't understand that there's like national interest in us preventing AIDS from spreading.
Yeah.
And there's like national interest in Ebola not taking over the world. You know what I mean? Or like people, like kids in third world countries, they cut the program that made like nutritional,
I saw that
vitamin packed peanut butter packets for them.
Yeah. Now that company's fucked.
Yes. That company's fucked, but those kids are fucked. You know what I mean?
Well, again, dude, they're just poor people. They're not even people, really.
They should have thought a little more. They should have thought about the fact that they were born in whatever third world country. You know what I mean? Like, they should have planned that better.
Right. They should have planned better.
They should have planned better. I mean, SpaceX needs another landing pad, so I don't know what to say, but those kids are going to die. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think the whole plan with this like slash and burn blitzkrieg of dumbness in the the first couple months of this shit administration is. Now, I was talking to Colin about it last night, and he brought up a really great point, which I will give him credit for. That they know that there's going to be pushback, and they know they're going to cave on a lot of these things, and they look like idiots, but they want the receipts later on to be able to say, we tried to deal with all this spending. We tried to, make government smaller, but these lib ding dongs just kept, they want the thing to, they want all this shit. So we try, it's just like, I don't know. It's disgusting.
It's a little disingenuous.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little disingenuous.
Right. If they were really the fascists they lust after, they would just do it and not cave. But they're caving on everything else. So I the ray of hope that I have is that some modicum of resistance is actually somehow working.
Well, that's AOC said a month ago. She's like, yeah, push back, because their ability to problem solve is terrible.
Yeah.
And they're just idiots.
Yeah.
Just push back, because they don't actually know how to solve any problems.
Nope.
They don't have any ability to like stand back and take a higher view and say, well, okay, we're going to have to do this over here. They just melt down because they're just a bunch of coked up ding dongs.
Because they don't really think that anybody's paying attention to the peanut butter packets. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder if they're just like, well, we'll do as much as we can until they notice.
And it is a blitzkrieg. That's absolutely a thing. Mm-hmm. With the goal being the ultimate goal just being destabilization and fracturization. And Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Destabilize, privatize, and then profit.
That's it.
That's it. I mean, it's
it.
not complicated.
No.
Destabilize, privatize, profit.
Yeah.
Not us, them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. They follow the money.
Yeah. It's pretty simple, actually. And this
So
has been coming for a long time.
And I think I need to be a little vulnerable.
Oh boy.
For once. That's not true. I had a breakdown Friday.
Oh, really?
Friday. Yeah, I had a bit of a breakdown.
Because
so I had not been sleeping really well the last week, like whatever, just wasn't sleeping very well. Didn't get a lot of consistent sleep. So I was a little fried by Friday. Had a busy Friday. And then Friday I got home and was just sort of chilling on the couch before going to set up the secret meeting. And Kirsten said something like, "Hey, did you see that meeting with Zelensky in the Oval Office?"
Oh,
I was like, "Oh God, how did that go?"
Not great.
And she was like, "Yeah, it was pretty bad." And I
was
like,
really bad.
"Okay, I'll watch it."
That was
and
a mistake.
I watched it. And Steve, like, I'm laying on the couch. I threw my phone down and just buried my head in my hands while I listened to the rest of it. I was like, it was like a real experience of like lament and shame. It wasn't like performing for Kirsten or just like, poor, wasn't histrionics like, oh, what a world. I was really burying my face in shame.
Oh yeah.
That was so disgusting.
And was terrible.
Kirsten tried to show me an uplifting video about this dog in a dog shelter who was missing its front legs, right? And it was like this beautiful video. And I start bawling. Like I have not really shed a tear since November. I'm like,
well, what's the point?
Right. But I let it all come out, man. I was just like this. I mean, it was just clearly on display to watch we haven't been maybe for a while, but they're not hiding the fact that we are no longer desiring to be a part of or leader of the free world.
Nope.
At all.
That's not a thing. Nope. Nope. That's dead and gone.
There's no even theatrical sort of hint.
Performative.
Thank you. Like,
well, there will be on July 4th, though, when Lee Greenwood's thing plays.
Yeah.
Proud to be an American where at least I know I'm free.
And I won't forget the taxation to give that profit to me. And I
not to you.
To them.
To them.
And I proudly sit down on my toilet of gold and shit out $100 bills. Sorry. I'm really enjoying the sound of my own voice in this mic.
Right? Pretty great, huh? Nice. You sound great. Nice.
Sounds great. We do a little
ASMR, I'm going to paraphrase Frank Zappa. They just look out for number one, and number one ain't you.
No.
You ain't even number two.
Yeah. So I had that was just a really watching
a guy whose country is getting bombed to shit.
Yeah.
And he doesn't leave. He stays there.
Right.
In his fucking fatigues.
Yep.
To lead his people.
Right.
And so when those two ass clowns are confronted with an actual man, they have no option but to do what they did.
Yes. And sitting there watching Trump argue with him, and Captain Bone Spurs himself,
right.
going
He's
after
never
that
stood
guy
up for anything other than himself his entire life.
And then Vance getting in the mix, it was like, shut the fuck up, dude.
Yeah, you worthless toady.
You don't even know. You don't even understand shut the fuck up. You don't even understand the role.
I saw a thing that said, because if you see the shot of Marco Rubio trying to hide in the couch.
He was so full. He felt like I felt. I was like, oh, I recognize.
And Marco Rubio is a piece of shit.
Totally.
So for him to be like, oh my God. And then I saw it said he slung so low on the couch that I'm surprised JD Vance didn't try to fuck him. Like he's like, wait a minute, hold on a second.
To see that there was a connection with me and Marco Rubio, that this is disgraceful.
Yeah.
This is a shameful.
You know what's also disgraceful is Deb Fisher.
Oh, yeah.
Going and say that was, that President Zelensky he just embarrassed himself. How dare he disgrace Donald Trump? And blah, blah, blah.
Well, and to see Lindsey Graham that morning publicly sit next to Zelensky and say, "This is a great ally. We're rooting for you." And then by the end of the day, they all had to toe the line.
Yeah.
The
Well, I mean, it's pretty. I mean, Lindsey Graham is pathetic.
Yeah,
he's pathetic.
The crayon memo that went out from the White House that day was, everybody better toe the line, or else,
or else what? That's the real question. Or else what?
We're gonna tweet about you,
or whatever, or maybe get the compromising materials out. I mean, who knows?
Yeah. All of that though is like, Rachel Maddow did a thing the other night, which I've kind of been tuning into her. That if you go down the list of all the things and you ask who this benefits, it's definitely not the United States that benefits from this. It's the president of Russia, right? It's Putin.
We are just compromised.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's no secret anymore.
No, it's not. And thanks to, pick your quote, news outlet of choice, a substantial percentage of Americans think that's great.
Yeah.
That's fine. We've literally spent our entire lives trying to fight this.
Yeah.
But now we're just fine with it.
And it's so crazy that like overnight, in a matter of minutes, that we can go from an 80-year ally situation.
That's not overnight. It's not a matter of minutes. It's been happening for years.
That's true.
Slowly and subtly, and now this is just the culmination of it.
Yeah.
What, is there something else more important going on over there, Joel?
Sorry, my dog is looking at me whining, and now she's like gonna try to destroy my trinkets because she's upset that I'm podcasting.
Maven,
Daddy needs an outlet. Okay. She doesn't get it.
There's the moment of the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Daddy needs an outlet. Oh my God.
I got to deal with my feelings somehow. I can't just chew on shit all the time. Okay. I've got to talk to the void.
What? Hey.
I mean, I've got to talk to my friend Steve.
That's okay. You call me the void. Do you hear? It's fine. No, your mic's not that good.
That was good. Do you hear that? She's barking at me. See, we're having an argument. Go live on the street. Go live on the street then. You wouldn't survive.
See how you fare out there.
Yeah, see how you fare out there.
You think people are just going to hand you pup cups, Maven?
Or there's going to be like just endless amounts of soft couches for you to lay on? She's so like, I have this entertainment center with all these like, movies, DVDs, video game shit. She's sniffing around like, which one will piss him off the most? Which one?
The one that it smells most like him, because that's the one that he's using the most.
Which one has his scent most on it? I'm going to destroy it.
I'm going to destroy it right in front of him.
Yeah. Well, she did that once. So that we left for, like on Valentine's Day, we went up to Omaha and stayed the night. And she was left alone for a couple hours with our dog, by our dog sitter. She had to go do some stuff. And Maven found, when we came home, Maven found one souvenir that we got from Greece.
Oh.
That when we used the same dog sitter, she stayed with Maven while we were in Greece. So she found that one artifact from Greece and chewed the fuck out of it. And just like displayed it. And like there's endless amounts of shit in this house.
How do you like me now?
Yeah. Deal with it, motherfucker.
Right, pretty much. Oh, that's great. Good job, man.
Yeah, she's very intuitive and very needy. And I don't know where she gets that from.
It's weird. It's weird.
Yeah, man. Oh. Going to Columbus, Ohio this week. Really excited.
Are you going to go to the... Oh, wait, that's Cleveland. That's the Cleve. the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, no.
What's in Columbus? I saw the Dead in Columbus.
You did?
Mm-hmm. Just outside of Columbus, actually. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to the United States Institute of Theater Technicians Conference.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, USITT. My particular university is investing amazingly in the arts, and they're building a new performing arts center. Mm-hmm. And so my colleague and I are going to go shop around.
You get to go shopping.
Yeah,
that's going to be a blast.
Yeah, we get to go talk to like we get not just browse around.
You have a pre-approval letter.
Correct. We have like a budget.
Yeah.
Like we can spend this amount of dollars to try to drum up some business. I mean, of course, there's local vendors that we have used in the past, but if we can get a better deal, somebody along, I mean, they would jump like that's the kind of thing a vendor is just sitting around waiting for. Somebody like building a new theater with higher education kind of money.
They will fall all over themselves to get your business. You might even get a couple dinners out of the deal.
You know what I'm saying?
Wine and dine,
pretty
baby.
Cool. And the great thing is, I mean, this whole new with the new codes and everything, we can't use incandescent theatrical lighting anymore. Like everything has to be LED, and they make new LED, theatrical lights, but we have to outfit the whole space with new LED lights.
That's terrible.
I know.
That's the worst. How are you going to deal with that?
I know it's going to be really fun. I'm
actually that's like serious kid in the candy store type stuff.
And the fact that and I hope they don't listen to this, but the fact that they're letting my colleague and I go do this is pretty amazing. Because we have a consultant, right? We have a theater consultant who this is his whole job is like helps people outfit new theaters. But
but it never hurts to get a second opinion or a third opinion.
Right. And
maybe your consultant isn't up on the latest shit, man. There's new shit has come to light.
New shit has come to light. The plane has crashed into the side of the mountain. We're the ones that have to use this shit.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Like the consultant's not using it. We're the ones that actually have to. So we have a couple of tech students going with us to check all this stuff out. Yeah. That's
a big deal for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's going to be great.
Mm-hmm. That's going to really put a nice little feather in their Doan theater experience cap.
Correct. Yeah. That is the benefit of taking them is that they get to learn and get to see the broader world. I mean, we kind of do what we do and kind of do our little corner of the theater world, but they're going to see,
there's more
because there's people there that not only just do like Broadway theater, but they do rock shows. They do, big events. They do corporate events. They do all this kind of shit. So they kind of see the larger, world in which they can work, with the specialized skills they have. It's going to be pretty cool. So
the guy, speaking of the guy that does, so my kids both do the show choir thing at their high school.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And there's a guy who's kind of around, he's an alum, and I may have said this before, but he does like he's a tour lighting guy.
Oh,
and like his day job in that is he's Mannheim Steamrollers lighting director.
Oh shit.
So when they do their big Christmas swing, like he does that, 30 cities in 32 days kind of thing.
That's awesome.
It is awesome. And also he did a tour with Modest Mouse.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And some other things. Like he's a guy, right? That's what he does for a living. And he's like, I don't know, he's not even 30, right?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, super cool kid, Jesus.
Right.
And but he, like at the beginning of the season, he somehow like $20,000 worth of LED stage lighting. He got the school for like change.
Right.
Like they were getting it thrown away. They're 20 years old. Right. But they're DMX, they're LED. Yeah. They're really nice. They're just 20 years old and kind of beat up, But anyway, so like the school has no money, so that's a huge.
Oh yeah. And they get the tax exempt situation there too, I would hope.
I don't know. I mean, but I don't think they paid $100 for him.
Oh wow,
that's what I'm saying. Like they were just literally going to get thrown away.
Well, you got to give me this guy's stuff because we're going to need, in addition to buying all new shit, we're going to still need to like outfit our other space and make that shit better. So
okay, I'll see what I can do. In fact, I'm having lunch with my eldest here shortly, but So he did the programming for the show for the DMX stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Outfitted a laptop with some freeware that does DMX lighting and showed
Yep.
the kids how to use it. And so
Oh,
my
cool.
point is that through this, they got to see how that works.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing. Mm-hmm.
And I hope some of them realized, even if it's just the performers had a better respect for technicians and designers, maybe
Yeah.
some of them are like, oh, fuck, I kind of want to do that.
You make a living doing it.
Because when I meet with prospective students, I mean, I meet with a lot of performers, and as a performer, I'm telling them, yes, this is a tough world to get into. I totally want to help you realize your dreams and hone your skills and your craft. But it's the technicians. I'm like, you can work.
Yeah, you
can
yeah.
actually have a really great career.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know a guy that did tours and did design lights for tours. He actually, when Lil Wayne came through Omaha, I don't know, probably 10 years ago now, he got me VIP passes because he designed the lights for Lil Wayne.
Nice.
He started from my grad school. He started a lighting company. Like he started like a rental house, and he also develops lights and stuff like that. And he's doing just fine. He's doing pretty damn well.
Mm-hmm.
And another friend of mine is like the best dance lighting designer in the world now.
Oh, okay.
He lit a little crappy show that I directed. So I'm like, no, Brandon Sterling Baker, you know.
Get him.
Yeah. So tech theater folks, it's yeah, so I'm excited for this conference. It'd be fun. It'd be really cool. It'd be like
that's gonna be a blast.
A bunch of shit I kind of understand, but not fully, you know. So, and we get to kind of say, hey, do you want to buy us a nice dinner tonight? Well, maybe we'll
just kind of waive your budget proposal.
Well, I think we have that. I mean, we're going to bring that essentially, and kind of. I think they've kind of figured out what they need, what we need, and everything. So it's like, this is what we need. Can you guys do it?
That'll be a blast. I love going shopping.
Yeah. Yeah. It'd be like going to, you know, Costco with somebody else's credit card. Be great.
That's like the dream.
I know, right?
Yeah. I was so I know we're not really allowed to use him as a reference anymore, but I was walking by while I was in my bathroom, and I looked up. I'm standing up now so Joel can see my shirt.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, well, I realized that I'm now in my Woody Allen is in his apartment phase. With the kind of old t-shirt, may or may not have holes in it, you know.
Yep.
Just like that. I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah. I'm in this space where I don't care. I mean, I do care. I care about my appearance, blah, blah, blah. But when I get home from work, I am instantly putting on my comfy clothes.
Your comfies?
I'm in, like, if I've got nowhere to be,
right,
I am instantly in my, you know, that's the first thing I do is put on my comfortable clothes.
You're like Mr. Rogers.
Yeah. Except my sweater is a you know, old Pearl Jam hoodie with fucking dog hair all over it and stretchy pants that probably need to be washed.
Thanks for adding that. I really have a picture of what's happening there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't really I'm just never home. It's really I'm very rarely actually at home and awake for more than about 25 minutes.
Yeah, you're a go-getter.
Yeah, well, it's just I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that I want to do.
It's good.
Most of it doesn't involve working.
Right. Yeah.
But I have to do that too, you know.
Yeah. You got to do that to do the stuff you really want to do.
But I've decided I've kind of landed in this place of like I think what's really actually important is art.
Yeah.
Like that's what at this point that's what's important.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, making it, being around artists, doing things.
Yeah.
You know, I just feel like that's even if 4 people see it.
Yeah.
Or hear it or whatever, you know.
It's the close. I mean, it is it's magic.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you know, somebody with an artistic point of view making a thing, whether it be poetry, music, theater, dance,
painting,
drawing,
sculpture. Yeah.
It's magic.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's shameless self-promotion. I'm playing a gig doing improvisational weirdness March 22nd at Project in Omaha.
Yeah, dude.
1818 Vinton with some very accomplished, interesting, far out people.
Yeah.
And I got invited to participate. And so I'm like, I'll be there, man,
And
with bells on.
it's the
22nd.
22nd of March.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And so I'm very excited about that. And again, I love Project. And the people around it. Just a very cool place. And um yeah, I'm really excited about it. I've been kind of getting my rig together a little bit, which is actually going to be essentially the same stuff I use for Exile on O Street, just in a different context.
Right.
Which is I'm actually I was thinking about it as I was noodling around the other day. I'm like, that's actually kind of to me, I like that because it's taking a straight ahead, rock guitar setup and making not rock.
Making not rock.
Yeah.
What time is that?
I don't know, 7 maybe.
I want to go. And
You
then
should
it'll give
go.
us
It'll be
something.
great.
Yeah.
Bring the wife. Bring the wife and
Steve's
kids.
improv weirdness
You will love Project.
at Project.
1818 Vinton. And there's food around there too.
Ooh.
Like really good food.
If you add an E to improv, it's improved, Steve. So I'm glad you're doing this.
Thank you. Me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited. And I went up to the church art house Friday night and made a monochord.
Yeah, how was that?
It was great. It was so much fun. God, it was
And you
cool.
got to keep it?
Yeah.
That's dope.
Now it's a cat toy. The cats are fascinated with it. They bite the strings and they make the sound and they jump back and then they come.
You got to record that.
Oh, I will.
That's the.
I have
yeah. While they're doing that, I see your upright bass in the back. Get that out and just like improv with your cats.
Well, I have to do it when they're in the mood. Kind of tough to catch that. They're
Yeah, just
as soon as I bring the bass out, they're gonna be like, "We're gonna go."
They can sense your interest in them, and they'll be like, "Fuck this."
That's literally this morning, like a half hour before we got on the mic. I'm eating my oatmeal, which, by the way, lately I've been on a big oatmeal kick. I put it in the rice cooker, let it sit for 20 minutes. I love it.
I'm big into oatmeal.
That's where my life's at right now. Is oatmeal with blueberries in it, wild organic blueberries,
of course. From Costco.
Yes.
Yeah, they got good blueberries.
They're great. And
or as the British would say, blueberries.
You just wanted to say that into your mic.
I did, right into my own ear. I'm really
Great.
I'm really liking my voice tonight.
Can I get you a mirror?
Yeah, I have one. It's on the Zoom screen. I haven't taken one look at you this whole time. I've just been enamored with myself.
I love it. So anyway, I'm sitting there eating my oatmeal with my blueberries and my
bloopers.
And Nyx, the female, she's all rubbing up against me, like me. So I'm like, all right, fine. So I start scratching her head and she claws at me and walks away.
I want to give affection. I don't want your affection.
Well, I don't know what it was like. It was kind of is that what she was doing? Maybe.
I don't know. She was like,
I thought she was saying like rub my belly. Like scratch my head. Like, what do you?
Yeah. And then you started doing that and she took off?
Yeah, well, she's like pawed at me and then walked away. Didn't take off, she just walked away. There's a difference.
I hate your interest in me.
Yes, even though that's literally what I was begging for.
Up until
the moment that you gave me what I was begging for.
Yep. Cats are a weird bunch.
On the floor, just like, you're both idiots.
Just ignore it altogether.
Yeah,
I'm just here to eat and nap.
Pretty much. Which I also respect.
Speaking of animals, I'm taking Maven has a play date this afternoon.
Oh.
Yes, with so we're fully entrenched in the Urban Hound.
Yes.
Urban Hound Dog Bar.
Love the Urban Hound.
Shout out, this podcast today is brought to you by Urban Hound Dog Bar. I love it. It's like our third space. right? We have this other weird community of dog freaks,
Is it
that we hang
like
out with.
is it like when Norm walks into Cheers?
Yes, they all say
Maven.
yeah, for real. So there's this one Shiba Inu there that was like
Oh,
Maven's first friend. And apparently a thing with Shiba Inus is they, after a certain amount of years, they kind of get aggressive with like strangers' dogs. Like
oh,
they're good and then they're not
they
good.
get cranky.
So but we've known these people since we started going to the Urban Hound Dog Bar, and these
Yeah.
people are like, "Hey, do you guys want to come over?" Like this dog isn't, they can't bring it to the dog bar anymore because it's being
Oh,
kitty, So they're like,
oh.
we have friends. We hopefully this dog will play, like he's crazy if he doesn't play, but he can't play. So in the attempt to try to
I
remind
relate to that on so many levels.
remind him who he is, we're gonna bring some playful dogs, and hopefully
Well, I hope that goes well.
I do too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
Maven's
hope
all
it
about
doesn't. I hope it doesn't end up at the emergency vet.
same. But I think that like Maven's fast enough, she'll run away from any violence.
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
good
yeah.
at that. But at the same time, I'm like, that would just suck, Like all
You
of a sudden
go
you have
over
this
there and it
very
ends
social
badly.
dog. Well, yeah, no, not I mean that, but also like to
Oh, I
have a
see what you're
very social
saying.
dog,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden they're like, no, I'm a shit bird. You can't take me anywhere all of a sudden, just like overnight,
Yeah.
So
Well, I feel bad for the humans too, because then they don't get to go to the urban hound.
that's, I think, the big, I mean, we're gonna stop by Whole Foods, get some food. We're gonna have a little soiree. Yeah. This is my life.
That may be the whitest thing I've ever. We have this
We gotta
dog
stop by
party.
Whole Foods. We gotta get to Whole Foods before we get to the doggy play date.
That's
Did you bring a busy bee?
not a busy bee.
That's a bear in a bee costume.
Oh, I have more material for the show choir movie, by the way.
Dude, you gotta write this shit down.
There,
I feel
there
like
was
we could
I do. I have a sheet. I have a spreadsheet.
I love this.
But yesterday, I swear to God, dude, one of the schools, uh, there was a guy in their band. They had an auxiliary percussionist,
Mhm.
and he was amazing.
Yeah.
Like it could have been played by Will Ferrell or
Oh,
Chris
wow.
Farley.
Yeah.
And I couldn't tell if he was being serious or not, or if he was just, but it
Right.
looked like he was taking his job very seriously.
Good for him.
I know, man. The cowbell, he fucking nailed that shit. And I mean, like, he's like,
Yes.
and the cymbal, wham, and
Yes.
tambourine, triangle. I mean, he was performing.
I love it.
He wasn't just playing, as opposed to their bass player, who I'm pretty sure didn't understand what a scale was, or like they were like half tones off, and it's kind of like,
Yeah.
not great. Like when
Yeah.
you're wrestling with the bass guitar, like George W. Bush used to with the English language, it's not great. Do you know what I'm saying? You're looking at it like I've held this before, and I know that it makes sounds, but I'm not comfortable with this. I don't.
I'm acutely familiar with that dynamic because I was forced to join the Nebraska Wesleyan University jazz band, because I kind of knew how to play power chords on a guitar, and somebody was like, "Hey," so they thought I could play the bass. I went to rehearsals.
Yeah.
There was one song that I can play.
Yeah.
Right? It was a walk-in. It was just I could play that. Yeah, I could do that.
Mm-hmm.
But then we were playing these other very complicated jazz songs.
No,
I remember,
it's hard.
I distinctly remember the band leader looking at me like, "What are you even playing?" And and I'm high, and this is a performance. I'm like just up there with like 15 other people, and they're all playing the music, and I'm just like doing whatever.
Yeah. Cool. Just
so I know that dynamic of that guy.
So anyway, this kid
Yes,
on the
please.
auxiliary percussion very much has like a 20-second or like a camera pan at least.
Yes.
Of his glory.
Yes.
Because I mean, it made the show for me. Like I was distracted because I was sitting up in the balcony so I could see him because they had, some stuff on stage. Yeah. What do you call that? What do you call the stuff on stage? Decorations.
Scenery?
Thank you. Mm-hmm. They had some scenery, and he was kind of concealed from my vantage point. I had a direct line of sight at him, and I was just like,
"Is this the kid
stallion?"
He gets the the outfit for the swing choir, and
no,
takes it to a tailor and gets it retailored. Like,
here's the thing: no amount of
sequins.
tailoring would have made this kid look put together. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
It was you can't. No,
Yeah.
like he needed a lot of help in that department, which
Yeah.
made it even better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Again, couldn't tell if it was on purpose or not. But it
didn't matter. I mean, it was the performance.
For
right?
22 minutes, I was transfixed by this guy.
But I think that if you're the swing choir leader, you should maybe address the fact that the percussionist is maybe upstaging the swing choir.
Well, the choir, it's not a swing choir, it's a show choir.
Oh my God.
It's a different thing.
I can't.
Swing choir is jazz hands and yeah.
What's a show choir then?
It's a show choir. What's a show choir? Is that
what's the difference between a show choir and a swing choir?
Swing choirs are like, hey, we're all happy to be, and it's just kind of swaying and jazz hands and maybe a little twirl.
Yeah.
Show choir will knock your dick in the dirt. I'm serious, man. I'll send you video of my kids' show.
I totally believe you. I just love the distinction because I mean it's so
swing choir is like what most people think of when they think of show choir.
So swing choir is what you might
and like
that's what I was in. Swing choir is what you see as the nightly entertainment at the Holiday Inn in Des Moines.
That's what I'm saying.
Show choir is fucking Broadway, motherfucker.
Pretty close, actually.
Okay.
I mean, like some of the schools that we've competed against, if you squint, they look like a Broadway road show.
Wow.
Or something you'd see in Vegas, you know.
So I got to come to one of these because maybe we do make this mockumentary.
Well, the last one for the season is in Omaha or Millard North on the 15th, and I can't go. So
yeah, I'm going to be out of the country.
Well, there you have it. But yeah, I'll send you a video of my kid's show. It's amazing. And like the ballad, the girl that sings the ballad is because there's always a ballad slot, you know.
Right.
She's won best soloist at all the competitions I think that they've been in this year. Maybe one she didn't, but It's literally jaw-droppingly beautiful and amazing, and not a dry eye in the house. And it's as good as anything you'd see like at the Lead Center. It just doesn't have all the production value.
Sure.
Right. But as far as like the artistic qualities of it,
show choir will knock your dick in the dirt.
Yeah, a good one will. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well,
yeah, like seriously, like it's a 22-minute blast of really good choreography. I mean, my kids, 60 kids on stage.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That's a lot.
The choreography is tight and complicated. And I mean, they literally do weight workouts and cardio workouts.
Well, they should, but at the same time, like if I'm the director and has to organize 60 people, that gives me a little mini panic attack when you say 60.
Well, so shout out to their directors, because like they have like their day yesterday started at 7:00 in the morning and ended at 1:00 in the morning.
Dude, that is, I mean, I know the theater director at East. I mean, like the level of time and commitment one has to put in to make high school theater kids do high school theater shit is fucking amazing.
Well, this is they
don't get paid enough.
Not one choir, it's two, because there's the treble, which is all female and a little younger. But like when all's said and done, it's 120 kids between the band and the crew and the two choirs. It's 120 kids.
Thoughts and prayers to all theater, like high school
you put
show
them
choir
in a school with 8 other schools. It's a logistical nightmare. Dad crew is not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, man. You've seen some shit. I can just see all the dads out by the truck smoking a cigarette. We've seen some shit, man. You don't know shit. You don't know nothing.
Get the 1,000-yard stare.
Yeah.
Last night we had to take risers because the stage at the school wasn't big enough, so we had to take our own stage extensions, and then we had to cart them like a third of a mile to the place they needed. I mean, it was insane. We were not happy about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever. But so my kid's school won yesterday.
Nice.
Which kind of makes it all worthwhile. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Good job. Well, it doesn't it's one in the that sort of theatrical competition is one in the trenches, not necessarily on stage. So you're part of that.
Thank you. So
It's
yeah,
real.
I will send you. I have like the last competition they were at. I have the final on. I'll send you a link and watch it on your TV and turn the stereo up.
Will do.
Yeah,
Can't wait.
It's great.
I have a hard out. I've got to get to a doggy play date.
Doggy played it. All right, dude. Well, so all right, I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, I love you.
Maven.
We can't pod. Wait, can we pod next week?
I don't know.
We can't pod next week.
This is 2 in a row. I mean, I feel like we don't want to set too high a standard.
No, that's true. Maybe we'll. Yeah. We'll have a lot to talk about when I'm back from Columbus and Punta Cana, Dominican.
I love that. All right, later.
Later.
Twice my age, lady of nobility, gentility and rage. When you're in the dirt, lying on the jaw, you go after the fucking rain. You should never know. I got a feeling today, yeah. Can't get around it, and I can't run away. I need a miracle every day. Twice my height. Statue West, we've been dressed the goddess of the night. Seeking incantations, your candle burning blue. Who can stop the spirits? Maybe know how to do. Hell, it's real. Believe what I say. Yeah. One more thing I gotta say. Twice my weight. Turn up on your plastic and we'll all out of the way. Find her in the sideshow. Leave her in LA. Running like a surfer. Running on a tidal wave. Every street. Believe what I say. Oh yeah. One more thing I gotta say. I need a miracle. Beginning up. Too much of everything is just enough. One more thing that I just gotta say. I need a miracle every day. I need a miracle every day. Every day. I need a miracle every day. Some kind of miracle. I need a miracle.
Don't forget, toot your hooter.